So let me ask you about some of these decisions that have given conservatives pause. All right. There's a couple of things. They love the fact that he's a strong Second Amendment guy. He's very big on gun rights. But he had this decision, Seven Sky, and it was kind of a complicated thing. But this is where he said his court didn't have jurisdiction over Obamacare, not because their penalty was a tax, but because it was assessed and collected as if it were a tax. And this later, people feel, fed into John Roberts' I think terrible decision saying that this was a tax and that's why Obamacare was constitutional. Does this give you any pause at all?
You know, in looking at a circuit court judge, they are bound not only by the Constitution, but also precedent. Because if we look at Article 3, then there is one Supreme Court and any other such inferior courts. And that word inferior is key. And so for this decision, as well as the others that some on the right do have concerns about with Kavanaugh, I think that the questions that need to come out from the GOP senators are asking him to explain his judicial philosophy. And if he can explain this by saying, you know, I was bound by not only the law that Congress passed, because taxation under the 16th Amendment, as well as in Article 1, Section 8, that's given to Congress. And so he on the circuit court, it has to stay within his margin and within those lanes. But if he describes it that way in his confirmation hearings, that should actually be hopeful for conservatism, because when then something like Roe versus Wade and that type of an abortion decision and that type of case may come in front of him, then we can hope and expect that he will likewise stay in the constitutional lane and say those types of decisions, all of the social issues, are fully unconstitutional under federalism and need to be given back to the states. So I think that we can't just look at the ultimate decision. We have to look at the rationale, because the legal rationale is almost always the key to understanding a judicial philosophy.